Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is Matt Robinson, the Gregarious Hermit. So, the last thing I want to talk about that's part of my book, Understanding Happiness, the Pocket Companion Workbook, the last section in there talks about unconditional love. Although a lot of people have a hard time with that word love, so I like to call it extreme health hacking. So, if you incorporate meditation and mindfulness into your daily life, one thing that will become apparent to you fairly quickly is that as you start to calm your body down for meditation, that you start to become aware of more and more subtle things. And with mindfulness, you can use the focus that you gain to actually start to observe some more subtle things going on within your body. So, for example, if you eat your food mindfully, don't just stop observing the tastes and the flavors in your mouth, but actually follow the food on its journey through your body. And you'll kind of experience the energy or the nutrients being released from the food as it goes through various parts of your system. And a lot of those processes are quite subtle, and we don't notice them unless you actually slow down and take the time to observe them in action. So you'll quickly become aware of foods that are good for you and foods that are not so good for you. And you can kind of feel whether it's a chemical or an energy change within your body. But one thing that you will become aware of more and more is that as you notice your emotions, um, so we can all tell the difference between love and anger. When you're angry, frustrated, it's a very painful feeling in the body. All of your energy kind of goes down towards your stomach, and you can actually feel that viscerally, and you can kind of feel the harm that it's doing to your body. There's a lot of negative hormones that get released, which are designed to keep you alive when you're in imminent danger. The whole fight or flight response, those chemicals actually do harm to your body. And when you practice mindfulness, you'll start to notice that more and more. And when you experience feelings of love, you'll feel how wonderful your body feels, and you'll feel the energy change direction almost. And, it definitely goes more towards your heart. And, you'll kind of feel a sense of lightness and floating and joy that comes along with that. Now, those experiences are controlled by your mind and your thoughts. When you think about things, so let's say you visualize a scenario, let's say you got cut up on the highway by somebody and it really upset you. You thought what they did was really dangerous, and so it really upset you. Now, if you actually close your eyes for a moment and go back to that scenario and just rerun it again in your head, you may notice that your body actually responds to the thought, and it will release small amounts of those harmful chemicals again. And if you think of somebody that loves you unconditionally and just basically picture them smiling at you, again, you can kind of feel the chemical change within your body. And that's why I call unconditional love extreme health hacking, just because, like I said, a lot of people have a hard time with the word love. So if you want to kind of get beyond that, then just look at it as though you're changing your physiology to a much healthier state where your body is thriving and healing. And, it just generally feels absolutely wonderful. Um, so unconditional love isn't kind of going around at the world just saying "I love you" to everybody. Although you may do that, but that's not what it's about. It's all about controlling those internal feelings and basically learning to look around the world and feel pure love for everything. And that does a couple of things for you. Once you start to react that way to everything that you see, you're basically telling your mind that you don't need to judge anything anymore because you already told it that I'm going to respond with unconditional love. And so your mind, how can it get upset with something if it already knows that you're going to respond a certain way? And so you're overriding your natural instinct, your natural reaction to something, and just replacing it with just one reaction, one emotion, and it's an incredibly healthy emotion. And so in the book, I describe techniques to experience that. And, one of the easiest ways to do it is to actually jump on YouTube and look for videos of, happy dancing goats or giggling babies. And, what you want to do is watch those videos, and you'll kind of feel that natural joy that comes along with something like that. There's really nothing negative that you can judge in a video like that. And, but once you kind of experience that joy, actually focus in on the joy. So use your skills of mindfulness and focus, and basically become aware of what's actually going on inside your body at the time when you're feeling those sensations. So what is it, that's running through your body? Where do you feel that energy? How does it feel? Really focus on that. And then once you've kind of got a hang of like, how does that chemistry change? How does it feel within your body? Then what you have to do is stop the video and just look at something else in the room, literally anything. It could be, look at the TV, and basically try to feel that same loving feeling towards the TV. Try to maintain that kind of joy within your body. And then basically keep moving around, looking at different things in your room, and just trying to feel that pure love. Now, the sensations may fade after a little while, in which case go back to something, another video on YouTube, something that's just going to make you feel that joy and happiness. And then as soon as you kind of feel that feeling building again, start to look around the room and just look at other inanimate objects and kind of feel pure love towards them. And what you'll notice is that your mind stops judging and criticizing, and a lot of the conversations in your head just kind of drop away almost instantly. And so once you've developed that skill, and you can kind of walk around your own house and feel that pure love towards absolutely everything, then you want to go and seek out things that you might normally, not like. A piece of trash in the street, or, go for a walk around your neighborhood, and things that you might normally criticize, like maybe your neighbor's lawn is not, perfectly manicured. It looks, a little unruly, and you might normally criticize that. Just look at it and see if you can feel pure love towards it. Now, with inanimate objects like that, it's fairly easy to develop the skill, and you'll actually develop the skill fairly quickly. Now, when people are involved, that's a whole different matter. There's a lot more going on, and you may have some pretty hard feelings towards certain people, so it's very difficult to switch that to pure love. But you can amaze yourself. There's a popular meditation called what is it called? Loving kindness, of course. So, loving kindness meditation, what you do is basically you picture somebody that you love unconditionally, and that they love you unconditionally. It could be a parent, a sibling, a close friend, somebody that you know is always gonna love you no matter what. And just sort of picture their face, spend a few moments just kind of picturing them smiling at you and being happy. And again, just feel that sense of joy within your body. And then you basically move on to somebody that maybe you don't know them so well. They're kind of a friend, but you don't really know them really well. It could be a work colleague. And do the same thing. Just picture that pure love towards them. And it's not like a romantic love. It's a sensation of pure joy and happiness towards them. And then basically work your way through a whole cast of characters, and eventually get to somebody that, you know, you really wouldn't want to go to dinner with them. It's not the sort of person you would want to hang out with. And just again, see if you can push past your natural tendency to not want to love them, and just basically feel pure love towards them. And you'll notice that your body chemistry changes over time, and you start to be able to do that more and more out in the real world. And when you start to do that in the real world, you stop getting upset by things, because you're basically telling your mind that you love things unconditionally. And so how can it possibly get upset? All of the conversations in your head just sort of disappear, and your body is left with this wonderful feeling, wonderful hormones going through that just help you heal and thrive. And I'm actually convinced that if you could keep that feeling going 24 hours a day, that I shouldn't say all, but most diseases and ailments that people suffer from would just disappear completely because you're giving your body chance to heal and repair itself. Our physical bodies are wonderful, machines or creatures that have tremendous capacity to heal and repair themselves. But because we almost bathe our bodies in this negative energy all the time by judging and criticizing, that we actually don't give our bodies chance to do that. And so by practicing unconditional love, even just a little bit each day, it does produce this wonderful, healthy response within you. And again, if you're driving along and somebody cuts you off on the highway and you kind of get into this rant saying how stupid they are and how dangerous it was, you'll feel the chemistry within your body change, and you feel that energy kind of go straight to your stomach, and it's a very negative feeling. You can feel the damage being done, and you just have to realize that any conversation you have in your head about how stupid they were, how dangerous it was, it doesn't do you any good whatsoever. It just harms your body. And it doesn't do the other driver any good either. You're not teaching them a lesson by getting angry. They don't know. They maybe don't even know if they did anything wrong or not. You drive the way that you drive. They drive the way that they drive. And any thoughts that you have in your head are not going to change any of that whatsoever. And so the first time you run into a situation where you would have typically got upset in the past, and now all of a sudden you kind of feel pure love towards it, you will literally burst out laughing and maybe even cry when you realize that for most of your life you've been like pushed around by this very primitive mind. um, and you realize that a lot of your anger and um, getting upset with your life situation is literally just because of a very primitive algorithm that's running in your mind. But you have the power to override that completely. And so, you still have bills to pay, you still have, laundry to do, dishes to do, but it's like those conversations don't come into your head anymore. There's just feeling pure love towards doing those things. And it's absolutely wonderful to experience that. And, I wish more people could experience that. And like I said, my book explains how to go about doing that and how to incorporate it into your life and make it your lifestyle. Um, so in the back of the book as well, I have worksheets in there that can help you basically analyze your own life to see what sort of conversations you have. There's also a daily routine that people can follow. It's very easy, and you can tailor that to your own time scales and needs, as well as a lot of like really great arguments in there, or not necessarily arguments, but discussions about how all of this stuff can radically change your life. Nothing physically changes about your experience, but the silence in your mind and your, wonderful emotional response to things now, instead of, anger, frustration, sadness, depression, all of those things just kind of, dissolve all on their own. So yeah, it's a, wonderful way to live. And, you'll just bring great inner peace to yourself. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure I'm going to think of a ton of other things I should have mentioned. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video later with all of the stuff that I forgot. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys buy the book. I know it sounds like a bit of a salesman saying that, but I'd love to get feedback on the book. Like I said, I was lucky in that I got thrown into this just because I was so stressed and overwhelmed with life. And I actually experienced an ego death and spontaneous spiritual awakening that kind of pushed me down this path towards mindfulness and meditation and unconditional love. And I had so many eureka moments along that journey that kind of led me to see what the mind is actually doing. And I'm trying to promote that because it's going to have tremendous benefits with the mental health crisis we seem to be facing right now. So, like I said, I'm trying to make these videos to get the message out there and show people that there's a better way to live without stress and, just in this wonderful state of peace and happiness. So, all right, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Post any comments, questions, and I'll try to answer anything that you throw my way. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.